What up, YouTube? It is January 28th. I'm back. You know what? I'm tired of saying I'm back, man. But yeah, first of all, you did get to the right video. This is the Jordan Peterson challenge video, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But first of all, welcome. And last time I did a video for Prove to Me that You're... Oh, yeah, I forgot to... Obviously, this is Prove to Me that You're Live. Put up YouTube. Again, this is Jordan Peterson challenge video. So yeah, really quickly before I get to the video, just stay patient, please. I will get to the challenge. And you did get to the right video. Mic a little weird to hold like this, but anyway, I'm gonna kick it. So yeah, today's January 28th, which means it's my birthday. Which means it's actually a huge birthday day in the hip hop community, man. Today, one of God MCs, of course, Rakim. So happy birthday to Rakim. Happy birthday to J. Cole. Happy birthday to DJ Muggs. Happy birthday to Rick Ross. Happy birthday to Hollow the Dawn. There's a couple more people that were born on this day. I mean, that's in the hip hop community. So yeah, man, it's a big birthday for the hip hop community. So happy birthday to everybody that I just mentioned, and happy birthday to me, man. I'm not gonna say how old I am, but I'm pretty sure you guys can look it up, Wikipedia or whatever. And yeah, yes, I am on Wikipedia. I wanted to do this video. Well, first of all, again, before I get to the video, I just want to say that currently, right now, there's 64 subscribers on my channel. And last time I did the video, which was on New Year's, and I posted it right after New Year's, it was 59 subscribers. So there's 64, and I don't know, for some reason, YouTube doesn't show me the list of all the subscribers. But I guess, you know, some of you guys stay anonymous or stay private or whatever the case may be. But I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Again, we're gonna be growing. We're gonna be getting bigger and bigger because you know, I'm working on some things right now, but in the future, you know, it's gonna be very, very exciting. Because I'm gonna hit the streets. Prove to me that you're alive, and you know, the Prove to Me that you're alive team, we're gonna hit the streets, and I'm gonna hit the streets at nighttime, and I'm gonna hit the streets in, you know, in the metro areas of cities, man. You know, in the gritty and, you know, the hearts of each city, man. And I'm gonna be going by myself. I said the Prove to Me that you're live team, but obviously with the editing and everything. But as far as hitting the streets, I'm gonna be hitting the streets myself. So that's gonna be exciting, man. It's gonna be nighttime. I'm gonna be hitting the streets. It's gonna be dope, man. You know, it's you know, there's not gonna be scripted. No, you know, no scripts, no lines, no anything like that. Nothing planned. Just raw, live, in effect. You know, meeting various different characters. And trust me, man, every time, because obviously, you know, I've experienced this in my life. Any city that I went to, you know, especially at nighttime, there's definitely interesting characters that I run into, man, all the time. And, you know, stories come out organically by themselves. And you definitely meet a lot of interesting people. And the point of that is going to be that I want to show, first of all, you know, we got to get to, you know, this is a spiritual channel, so we got to get to some kind of point of bettering ourselves. And I think it does starts with the inner city, man. You know, I myself am, you know, from what you say, from a rough background. So it starts with us, man. It starts with the streets, and it definitely starts with the intellectual thugs, if you will. And I say thugs in the Tupac sense, that, you know, because that's what they label us. But yeah, so definitely stick around for that, man. But for you guys that actually subscribe to 64, you guys, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, man. It means a lot to me, man. You know, it's, again, believe me, you're literally joining a family and a movement, and we're gonna get bigger and stronger, man, as time goes by. And again, this is a self-awareness, self-awakening, spiritual channel. So if I put up music or if I do the Prove to Me that You're Alive, it is meant to push us forward, man, us together as a humanity. And you know, there's no color and there's no race and there's no subgroup or group that, you know, that we're going to be focusing on. We're going to be focusing on humanity as a whole, man. And there's definitely sacred scriptures that my ancestors have let me in know. They're not religious scriptures. They're scriptures for how to live and how to thrive and the point of life itself and the meaning of life itself. So I'm definitely going to be sharing that with you. So that's the second thing, basically. Thank you to the subscribers. Third, really quickly, again, just hold on. I'm going to get to the Jordan Peterson challenge in a second, and it's going to be worth it, you guys. Just stick around. Whoever's going to, you know, I don't get a lot of views, but whoever's going to watch this, stick around. Jordan Peterson has been catching a lot of notoriety for the past couple of years, you know, a lot of heat, and so we're gonna get to that. Again, third thing is that there's a party going off in Brooklyn on February 11th. It's called Coast to Coast Live, and I'm gonna be performing there. So anybody that is gonna be in New York area, or if you're from New York, hit me up for the tickets, man. I got that. There's gonna be a contest on my channel to win 2 tickets, man. So definitely leave a comment, leave a like, and if you want to get the tickets, if you're gonna get the tickets, leave a comment, leave a like, and I'm gonna be picking 2 of you guys, or 1 of you guys, to give 2 tickets to, excuse me. And it's gonna be a dope show because it's literally gonna be, you know, there's gonna be, first of all, Grammy nominated producers and people that are really heavy in the music scene. And second of all, you're gonna get to see artists that are coming up, and it's, you know, it's really exciting because you never know who's gonna be the next one. You never know who's gonna be the next Kendrick, who's gonna be the next J. Cole, who's gonna be the next Tupac. You never know. So these things are exciting, man. I would advise you to come check it out, man. In Brooklyn, it is gonna be a Sunday night, which is tough. But if you're in town, you know, for the weekend or whatever, man, it's worth it, man. And plus, for all you fellas out there, the ladies are going to be in the building. And for all you ladies out there, there's definitely gonna be some good gentlemen in the club. There, and a lot of artists, man. Come check out the artists. That's what it's all about. So now, let's get into the Jordan Peterson challenge. You know, I think this is very important because obviously with the internet, we as a humanity should have been using the internet a lot better than we have, man, because, you know, such a powerful tool, man, such an informational base, freaking global library and system that we were, I don't know if I should say blessed, because it is a blessing and a curse, but let's say blessed with, man. And, you know, I mean, of course, a lot of us use it for good things, but a lot, you know, most of us, man, we just do the stupidest shit on it, man. It has become, you know, a place where you go to, a mecca, if you will, for people to put other people down and, you know, stupid shit like this. And, you know, we're sinking deeper and deeper into the material sides of ourselves, man, which, I mean, for all of you that knows that that's not the way to go. But anyway, so yeah, on the internet, man, of course, we've been having these crazy ass challenges, man. You know, first we had the ice bucket challenge, then recently I seen some drinking soap challenge, some, you know, again, you know, that's the shit that we use the internet for, man. And for any of you that are actually doing this, drinking soap or detergent or whatever, Challenge. Yo, be easy, man. That is not cool. I mean, what's the next challenge, man? Go lie under a truck, like, and see if you survive, like literally, man. You know, or go huff some gasoline and don't do that. So yeah, so I decided to I've been following Jordan Peterson for the last couple of years. And let me just say this, man. Jordan Peterson, if you're ever gonna see this video, I really wish that this video gets to you, because I really wish for you to do this challenge, for you to do it first. And for anybody that agrees with you 100% on the white privilege theory that you have, if you will, or whatever hypothesis, if you will, if anybody feels the same as Jordan Peterson does, please do the challenge too, man. So if you're gonna see this video, man, pass this shit on, because it has to get to Jordan Peterson, man. Jordan Peterson, if you have the nuts, man, you're gonna do it. But this is a serious thing. So obviously, this is, again, prove to me that you're live. We're never scripted. So this is me sitting down and talking to you like if we would have a conversation. So if you excuse me, if sometimes I'm going to try to catch myself to think about what I'm going to say next. Now, again, Jordan Peterson. Please don't think that I'm hating on you, or I'm another person that's gonna call you Hitler or whatever it is. For those of you that don't know, you know, it was this whole thing with this college girl. I forget her name, and someone went as far as to call Jordan Peterson a Hitler, man. So I'm not going that far. Jordan Peterson, actually, I like the dude, man. I like you, dude. Like, you know, you have this certain appeal to you. You know, it's appealing to watch. Your theories, you know, the way you look at the world and the way you look at life. You do freak me out sometimes, because in your classes and in the speeches that you have, you know, you bug me out, man, because you start, you know, waving your hands, and I know you're getting really passionate and stuff, but, you know, honestly, it looks like you might be on coke or some shit, like, or you just drank too much caffeine. Some shit is going on there, man, because you get a little too hype, my brother. So again, for those of you that don't know, go look the dude up, because obviously Jordan Peterson got famous over the whole gender, I don't want to say the wrong thing, what is it called, the proper way to call transgenders and transsexual, what is it, gender appropriation or gender term. Anyway, in Canada and obviously in New York, there are like over 30 different gender pronouns, man. Gender pronouns, man. So that's what Jordan Peterson got famous over, because he refused to call, you know, someone that he doesn't know by some crazy ass pronoun like Z, or, you know, not only they or she or he, but it's like some crazy shit. It's like 30 different pronouns, man, now that someone can be called by. And if someone refuses to call you by these pronouns, like, you can go to jail, like real shit. You can get sued. So I'm right behind you on that one. Well, I'm not 100% right behind you, because I'm sick of all these tags that we put on each other. You know, let a human being just be a human being. But anyway, but I agree with you. You know, how the heck you gonna know what to call somebody or whatever? So I'm not talking about that. The one thing, and before I forget, I am gonna do a video right after this called debunking Jordan Peterson, man, because I got a lot of stuff to say. But since it's my birthday today, I wanted to do a short video. Obviously, it never freaking works out for me, man, because whenever I think about doing a short video, it still turns out to be long. But so basically, Jordan Peterson says that there's no such thing as white privilege. And I agree, man. I agree globally. On a global scale, I agree. Because obviously, if you go to Asia, number one biggest continent, and if you go to a heavy populated country like China, they're not gonna give a shit that you're white. You actually might not get any privilege. Now, of course, there's, if you're coming from America and from the West, you're a white dude, and there's always a certain, like, oh, that dude might have money. But even now in China, China's coming up. People have jobs. People are making money. Excuse me, and so it's not such a big deal. So if you're coming into one of these countries, or if you're going to Cambodia, you're going to Malaysia, you're going to any of these, India, whatever, it's actually gonna work against you that you're white. So obviously there's no white privilege there. If you go to Eastern Europe, if you go to the country I was born in, my beloved Ukraine, obviously there's no white privilege there. And again, the country even right now is at war. Especially Slavic people, the way we've been done worse than any other group and subgroup or what have you, because obviously there's no such thing in the world as black, white, this and that. There's only groups of people and ethnicities, and I'm not going to get into that deeply. But the point that I'm trying to make, so on a global scale, again, like in countries, like Ukraine and Russia, we don't, people live, obviously there's really, really rich people, and then the rest of the population are poor, and compared to American standards and the Western standards, they're really poor. So there's, now there's a war going on. We don't know such thing as white privilege, man. It doesn't exist, man. Especially, we weren't independent until 1991. So for many, 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 many centuries, we were either ruled by someone else or tricked to fight against each other by someone else. Slavic people, we've gone through horrific things, and all of this has been done in the hands of the same people that created slavery and such things in America, and spiritually and mentally and physically enslaved also the Slavic people. So obviously, if you look globally, of course, there's no such thing as white privilege. But, and if you go listen to Jordan Peterson, he makes a good point. He says there's no such thing as white privilege. It ends up being more up to the individual, of course. Of course it is. But when you jump to the United States, and I don't know about Canada. I haven't been to Canada. You guys are pretty liberal. Nova Scotia, the home of the first free slaves and things like that. So I know you guys are pretty cool. And of course, you're the country with freaking legal bestiality, so I'm not even gonna get into that, man. Y'all do some weird shit up there, man. But just like any country. And before I get into everything, one thing that we need to realize is that slavery itself, because I am going to get into slavery, and especially slavery in America. Slavery itself and all these divisions that we have in the world, they were never up to a certain racial color, man. There was never, slavery was never about, oh, they're black and they're slaves. Slavery has always been part of the social structure, and if you were on the bottom, because slavery's been around ever since we have been degrading, basically, man. The humans been degrading for the past 5,000 to 7,000 years, and ever since that's been going on, there's been all kinds of slaves. And if you look in the history of Roman Empire, man, you could have had slaves right next to each other, a white dude, an Asian dude, whatever. It didn't matter. If you were in the lower social structure, man, if you were a poor ass person, you were most likely going to be a slave. So it never ever had to do with your skin color, man. The reason the Western Europeans went into Africa is because they were sick in the head with technological advancement of how to destroy humanity better. So they went into a part of the world which were walking around with spears and only hunted because they needed to eat, not to kill each other. And they were able to trick these people and to take them over by force. And now moving over to America, the point that I'm trying to make is, Jordan Peterson, you're right. On a global scale, there's no such thing as white privilege. But when you come particularly to the United States of America, man, I bet you 100%, anything you want to bet, that white privilege exists in the United States of America. And I'm going to tell you how. And then I'm going to give you the Jordan Peterson challenge, man. It's for Jordan Peterson to do, and for anyone else that agrees with him 100% for you guys to do. So basically, again, slavery has never had to do nothing with a skin color. But when the slaves were brought to America in particular, because obviously there's been slaves brought over to Brazil and Puerto Rico and, you know, all Central America and South America. So I'm not going there. I'm only talking about the United States of America, because I know for sure that white privilege exists in the United States of America. No matter how bizarre it might sound, no matter how many theories and how many hypotheses you might have about this, I'm telling you 100% that it exists. And if you disagree with me, do the freaking challenge and you'll find out for yourself. But anyway, let's start at the bottom. So when the slaves were brought over here, it was convenient. It was convenient for the hierarchy that's been, I don't want to say these people ruled the planet, but obviously we had these dynasties that have been quote unquote ruling the planet. And for anybody that blames everything on Illuminati or whoever, you know, rules the planet, please remember this. And I'm going to do videos on this later, so I'm not going to get deep into this. But please remember, we as human beings rule the planet. This is our planet. They depend on us. We don't depend on them. If we were going to go against the system and against feeding the beast, you know, we could survive and thrive on by ourselves. They wouldn't be able to survive without us, because we got the doctors, we got the engineers, we got everybody, man. So, you know, if we one day decide not to feed the beast, and it is gonna happen, we will be more than fine, man, and we'll be able to come up with a social structure that will be proper, that won't be exploiting the Mother Earth. But back to the Jordan Peterson challenge. So yeah, when slaves were brought into this country, it was convenient for them to use their skin color to kind of get into the psyche and the mental of the rest of the population, the rest of the white population that obviously came here to steal more land and to impose will. And again, now, Jordan Peterson, you always say that it's up to the individual. Of course, it's up to the individual. But if you have a group of people and then a large group of people feeling the same way, then it's no longer up to the individual. Literally, if you have a large group that feels the same way and does the same things against another race or another people, it's no longer an individual thing. So now you do have some sort of white supremacy or white privilege, man, because obviously there's a lot of, if just think about it this way, man, and if it was on an individual level, as soon as slaves, or the idea of black slaves in America came up and the slaves were brought over here, if it was up to the individuals, there should have been some people, and of course there were some people, but some people, and much later. But at the time the slaves were brought over here, there should have been some people that were like, yo, whoa, hold up, this is not right. These are human beings. These are kings and queens, man. Gods and goddesses. Let's look at ourselves like that, man. Let's be, you know, humanity. Let's aspire to be gods and goddesses, kings and queens, true kings and queens, and gods and goddesses. So there should have been some people to say, yo, they come from the African continent, man. You know, the home of the pyramids and first libraries and things like that. And obviously there wasn't, because and I really pray that the ancestors allow me to talk about these things, because these things are, I don't know if you guys ever think about it. And that's why, another thing, you know, Jordan Peterson, I like you, man, but you speak about this in such an easy fashion. You sweep it under the rug in such an easy fashion. I know you try to say that that globally and historically all people have sinned. Doesn't matter the race, doesn't matter, you know, your skin color or your national background. All humans have sinned, and we have, but there have been a particular people that have sinned. I don't want to say the most, but that have really been the root and the cause of the problem, man. And again, of course, we know that there, you know, these dynasties, these monarchies that have been ruling the planet for all these years. But if you have a large group of people, you know, this goes to the Byzantine, the Roman, and Western European society. If you have that society feeding into it, then it no longer becomes just a group of people that are doing these things. It becomes a large group of people that are feeding into this and are not doing anything about it and are taking advantage of other people. And that's what's been going on. So again, please, my ancestors, you know, allow me to talk about this. And again, it is my birthday today, so maybe I get blessings. But it's very sad that you speak about the slavery in the United States of America so nonchalantly, so easy. When you speak of white privilege and things like that. And I just for a couple of minutes, I want to go into that. For those of you that don't really think about it, just imagine. And I feel all of this because my people, my Slavic people, we have been going through this for centuries. And the worst thing about being enslaved and being conquered, and, you know, besides the horrendous rape and the destruction and the killing, the worst, I think the very worst thing that you can do to a people is steal their spiritual selves, man. Steal, because it is stealing their soul, stealing their heart of the people, man. Because right now Slavic people are running around and trying to be so much like Western Europe and knowing nothing of their background, man. You know, we're walking around with worshiping a religion that's not ours, and, you know, completely run into a corner, man. And the same thing kind of is going on in America. And even though, you know, as a humanity, I'm so proud of the black people, what they were able to do in America. But yeah, let's get into that a little bit, man. And but really, if you think about it, that's the worst thing that could be done, is that the heart, the soul, the spiritual soul of the people is taken away from them to the point where they don't know who they are. Excuse me. Spiritually, 1 second. You know, if anyone could just imagine 400 years, nearly 400 years, and I want to say 400 because it's really been even longer than 400 years of slavery. And of course, we look at history, we look back in history, and, you know, yeah, you know, we feel sad about it, but we don't really sit there and think what that means. Again, you have these people, kings and queens and gods and goddesses. Their family, their beautiful children, beautiful people, man, that are made to work for free, completely for free. And again, slavery it also entails, again, I hope my ancestors, and all the ancestors allow me to speak of these things. It entails rape. Can you just imagine a poor woman, a goddess, getting raped against her will, and then the children that are born, they're taken away, and they're treated as, we shouldn't even treat animals like this, but we do, and they're treated as subhumans, and yes, I'll say as animals, right? Because if you ever see any movies about slavery, and this makes me want to cry, man, straight up, because I feel all this shit. I know how it is. I was born in, I don't know how it is completely like that, but I was born in the Soviet Union, and I've been looking at the history of my people totally different, and so I feel these things. And these kids are taken like livestock, and then some asshole comes up, and they check their teeth, and they check their body, and then you have stories of them breeding them together. Breeding together, they had girls from the age of 10 to the age of 16, mating, if you would, with dudes, with guys, gods, kings that are 20 something years old against their will, to breed a superhuman. I mean, even the thought of that, man, the sick mentality of that. And I always say this, man, black people, man, in America, y'all are peaceful as hell. Like, people say all this bullshit. They come to the hood and they're like, the white people come to the hood and they're like, look at these people. They live so dirty and they shoot each other. And there's some peaceful ass people, man. Because if this was anywhere else in the world, man, there would have, like France, if the people over there, man, if they don't like some shit, cars are being flipped, and fucking houses are being set on fire, and stores are being set on fire, man. Burnt Molotov cocktails are going off, like shit is going down. A true democracy, man. But people like, nah. And black people have, and we're just talking about slavery, so let's really call slavery what it really is. Slavery is free labor. And I'm not even gonna. I just told you a little bit of the nasty and the real evil of slavery. But economically speaking, let's say what it is. It's free labor, which means that black people have built this country with their bare hands. And all of you immigrant motherfuckers, because I'm an immigrant, but I hear a lot of immigrants talk a lot of shit a lot of times. So all of you immigrant motherfuckers and everybody that speak about this so lightly, man. They have built this country with their bare hands, man. The ground that you walk on, all this shit, man. Build it with their bare hands, with more than sacrifices. You can't even say they're sacrifices. And again, they are so peaceful, man. And if it was any other country, there would have been already a million revolutions, man. Like, dead ass. Of course, there were some riots, but that's not enough, man. That's not enough. So, for anybody that thinks that slavery ended in whenever it was 1890 or whenever Lincoln was in office, you're greatly mistaken, because then you had segregation. I mean, just imagine you have just survived slavery, and now you can't get a decent job. You still got to work for the white people. And I mean, this always boggles my freaking mind, man. Segregation, man. You had different toilets. You had different water fountains. I mean, imagine, yo, you coming home tired from work. You get on the bus and you told to get in the back, man. And if there are no seats in the back, you gotta wait for the next bus, man. And if on the next one there's not enough seats, your ass is walking home. And if you want to stop at the water fountain to get a drink because you fucking thirsty, you just walk like 10 fucking miles. And if there's no water fountain for your kind of people, you're not drinking, man. Does anybody ever think about this shit? Jordan Peterson, do you ever think about this shit? And this is fresh. This is fresh history. This was still going on in the 50s, man, in the 60s down south. And a great example of this that really hits home for me is Muhammad Ali wins the gold medal in Madrid. Forget the year, man. It was 54 or 56. And he's from Mississippi. And so he wins the gold medal for the United States of America. He comes back home, goes into the restaurant to celebrate, and they won't serve him because he's black. Again, Jordan Peterson, this comes down to not an individual level. This comes down to a group of people, because if enough individuals don't feel that way, then do something. Of course, there were a lot of people marching with the Million Man March, a lot of white people, standing up and doing things, but not enough, man, not enough, because it was going on. So then these people, they produce these great leaders, and I'm sorry for saying these people, but let's say gods and goddesses, black people. They produce these great leaders, man. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, executed. Tupac, don't be surprised, man. He was a great leader, man. So young, he would have just gotten stronger and stronger. Tupac might have even been the president of the United States, man. No joke. And Tupac was fresh, man. Tupac was in 1996. Assassinated, and it was no gang shit. It was just the proper time for an assassination. Then these people give the pop culture, literally the pop culture, to the entire world, man. From jazz to rock and roll to this beautiful thing we have now, hip hop, that saved my life, that saved countless of lives. And hip hop right now is diverse. The streets, we really embraced it. We love it. It's our language. It's our culture. But all these other great music genres and things were basically taken from these people, man. So Dr. Jordan Peterson, man, these things are real. And I'm going to get to the challenge in a second. And if you're going to tell me now this is history, and again, every group and race has sinned against humanity, and of course, but this is still going on today, and the skin of the color is very much a factor, man. A couple of my friends, they happen to be black. We went to New Haven, Connecticut, and downtown it's like a really, nice area, man. It's, we see nothing but, like jewelry stores and, these expensive stores and shit like that. You don't see any black people. And we were in a pretty nice car, man. We all had, had money on us. We went down to sell a watch and buy a watch, and we were in the area. This is a true story, man. So we pull into the downtown. It's like a really, it's like a really nice downtown, New Haven, Connecticut. And we're driving, up. Well, actually, we went once up, and the second time we were coming back down, and just looking at stores. First, we wanted to find a place to eat, man. Before we could find a place to eat, now, mind you, we were there for like 15 minutes. The cops pull us over, man, and with no good excuse. It's like 4 cop cars that surround us. And whatever, it was, I got pissed off because I knew why they pulled us over, man, because I was, it was black people in the car. And when the incident was whatever, was about to be over, I asked the cops, what was the reason for you guys for pulling us over? And they're like, well, we're just staying safe. Someone seen you drive up and down, and they called the cops. So this is going on to the Jordan Peterson. I don't know what's going on in Canada, but this shit is going on today in the United States of America, man. Another thing, my mom lived in Newtown, PA, Pennsylvania. And it's a nice neighborhood. Obviously, majority white people. She worked hard. She rented an apartment over there. So I used to live there with her. I used to, come down from New York and live there. And one time I called my friend, and he's my friend, my dear brother Alpha, man. And go check him out. Very talented. I think one of the greatest rapper alive. But anyway, he's a 6'7", African king, man. He's from Liberia. And I called him. I said, "Yo, stop by." And it was night. It was like 9 o'clock at night or whatever. So it was a 7-Eleven by the apartment complex where my mom lived. And I was sorry, I had some technical difficulties, but I'm back. So yeah, like I was saying, so my friend, man, my brother Alpha, he was coming over. And before, so like I said, there was a apartment complex right on the side of right on the outside of the apartment complex was a 7-Eleven. So he was coming over to visit. I called, and naturally, before coming over, he went to the 7-Eleven, stopped by at the 7-Eleven. He bought like a hot dog. At the time, we were still eating meat, and whatever he bought, like a pack of cigarettes or something, man. And he was coming to see me. So I'm waiting for him outside, and I'm smoking a cigarette, man. He's pulling in. There's like 8 cop cars behind him, man. The cars, the 8 cop cars, man, going crazy, man, surround him. Come out of the car, guns drawn, tell him to come out of the car, man. And literally start like strip searching him almost, man. It was crazy. He had nothing on him, man. And because he was a 6'7" black guy, for some reason he was a threat to them or whatever it was, man. And again, Jordan Peterson, this is gonna be the motto of this video. If you're saying it's an individual thing, why is there a large group of people, and especially like the police force in these designated areas, that are doing these things, man? I went to that 7-Eleven a million times. There was no 8 cop cars chasing me with guns drawn. He was a 6'7" black guy. 8 cop cars chasing him. And my brother, he's a real king, man, a real god. He's beyond intellectual, beyond intelligent, man. Really, really good human being, a good friend, a good brother. And yeah, man. So again, it shows you clearly there's white privilege going on. Now I don't know if I'm gonna make the challenge itself video shorter because I didn't want to get so deep, but it's proof to me that you're live, man. We always get super deep on this podcast, man. So here it is, Jordan Peterson, man. If you disagree with me, if you literally think that there's no white privilege, and again, I'm talking about the United States of America in particular, man. Jordan Peterson, here's your challenge. And again, I call this the Jordan Peterson challenge. I don't know how you're going to accomplish this, but to prove to yourself, again, I'm going to do a video debunking Jordan Peterson, man, because there's a lot of stuff that you're just wrong about, buddy. And for some reason, you think because you have a clinical psychology degree, you know about this stuff. By observing humanity and making your theories and life, you're wrong, buddy. You're wrong on a lot of. I admire you. I like you. You're very appealing. I would love to talk to you. I actually wrote to you. I would love to have you on Prove to Me that you're alive, but of course, you're never gonna write me back. But whatever, this is the dumbed down version of humanity, right? What do I know? But basically, here's the challenge. Jordan Peterson and anybody that agrees with him. Basically, what you do is paint yourself black. I don't know how you're going to accomplish this, but in the 21st century, I don't think it's that hard, man. There's plenty of makeup. There's plenty of these things. You can do this easily, man. Paint yourself black. And come to the United States of America, come to any white suburban neighborhood and walk around, man. Walk around, go to the store, see the treatment that you get. Try to get a job. You're a doctor. It shouldn't be hard for you, right? Do this experiment. Do this challenge, man. And anybody that wants to say there's no white privilege in the United States of America and agrees with Jordan Peterson, do this challenge. Paint yourself black, man. If you have the balls, if you have the cojones to back up the theories that you're talking about, the theories that you're putting out there in your books and things like that, man, and you so firmly stand behind, why not do this, man? I welcome the Jordan Peterson challenge, man. Let this be the new wave. Let this be the new shit. Let's actually change something and do something with these challenges rather than fucking dumping ice water on ourselves and drinking detergent or whatever. Yo, that crazy shit, man. The Jordan Peterson challenge. Mr. Jordan Peterson, man. Whoever's going to watch this too. I know it's not going to get a lot of views, but to all of you guys that's going to watch this, make sure somehow that this gets to Jordan Peterson, man. Let's show him the problem that we have in the United States of America. White privilege, man. That white people in this country that are the majority definitely get different treatment than black people and the people of color in this country, man. Again, I'm not talking globally, Mr. Jordan Peterson. I'm talking about the United States of America. Again, paint yourself black. Come down to, let's say, either Newtown, Pennsylvania or New Haven, Connecticut, man, where I seen it with my own eyes, because I'm from New York. We don't really see it like that, man. New York is diverse. We live together side by side, with each other, man. We don't really see color in this city. So I was shocked myself, but it exists. And I'm not even going to get to all the horrible things, the genocidal things that are happening with the native population in this country and in Canada, I'm pretty sure. But let's just focus on the whole white privilege thing. Mr. Jordan Peterson, again, paint yourself black. Come down to the suburban United States of America. Walk around for a day and see how you will get treated if you stand behind your theory so much. And then you'll see that it's not just the of course, it comes down to the individual choice. But if it's a large group, it's like this saying: if one person tells you a duck, you tell him to F off. If two people tells you you're a duck, tell them to F off. But if 3 or more people tell you you're a duck, my friend, you better check your ass for some feathers. So that's the Jordan Peterson challenge, man. I'm going to repeat it again. Paint yourself black. Come down to the United States, or suburban United States of America. See the treatment that you get. I hate repeating myself, but that's the challenge, man. I guess I'm going to make a shorter video of the challenge itself. It's that easy, man. And the point of this is for us to really see that these things exist, man. These things still exist, man. Unfortunately, sadly. in the 21st century in what supposedly is the greatest country in the world, man. It's sad, man. It's really, especially with the president that we have. But anyway, man, this was Prove to Me that You're Alive. You guys, Coast to Coast Live. It's on February 11th. It's in Brooklyn, man. I'm gonna leave the link in the description for you to check out the flyer, man. See the address and everything like that. So check that out, man. Be there, man. It's gonna be dope, man. New artists, man. Dope producers, man. Everybody's gonna be there. Again, leave a comment and leave a and give me a like and subscribe. You know, if it's, I mean, it's up to you, but of course, I love all my subscribers, so join in. And you know, I'm gonna pick from the comments to give 2 tickets to one of you guys. You know, so get at me, man. I love you guys dearly, man. It's my birthday today, and I love the fact that I'm spending some of my birthday with you, man, with my 64 subscribers and with all the viewers, man. You know, God is with you. God bless you, and blessings to you and yours. And we're all one, man. Let's keep evolving. Let's keep making these strides and steps towards a better future, man. Let's show these theorists like Jordan Peterson. I love you, Jordan Peterson, but you know, you talk some bullshit. Let's show these people that there's still real issues, man, going on, man. And it's easy to talk about the world when you're, you know, secluded in your little suburban neighborhood in Canada, and you don't really see the gritty shit that's really going on, man. Again, this was Nazarene. This was Prove to Me that You're Alive. Check you guys in the